Hello everyone, welcome to the Concern Podcast, where we unpack political, social, economic, and cultural stories shaping our world. I am Emmanuel Taban. Now we all know that the President of the Republic of South Sudan, His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, has just appointed a new finance minister. And this is the ninth time in less than 6 years that the Ministry of Finance, which is the heartbeat of an economy, has experienced changes. The Ministry of Finance alone, in less than 6 years, has changed ministers for 9 times. And this clearly tells us the level of instability in our institutions, especially in the Ministry of Finance. I know majority of you will agree with me that there are few ministries in a country that forms the heart of an economy, or that forms the heart of that country. There are few ministries. And I know majority of you will also agree with me that among these ministries is the Ministry of Finance. In other countries, it is called the Treasury, but for our case in South Sudan, it is the Ministry of Finance. That is one of the ministries that plays a very, very critical role in the country. A ministry that looks at the economy of the country. A ministry that is the heartbeat, the pillar of that specific country. And if we have ministries such as this, it should have been that these ministries are led by experts, people who know what they are doing, people who have the will of making change. But unfortunately, this seems not to be the case in South Sudan. And just like I've said, we have a new minister in place now. And that is Honorable Salvatore Garang Mabiordit. That is the new finance minister as of this week. And the most funniest thing is that this is not the first time that Minister Salvatore Garang Mabior is serving in that specific position. He has been the Minister of Finance in that same office from 2018 to 2020. He also had a second term in that office when he got again reappointed as a minister in 2023, where he served for about 4 months from March to August of 2023. And now this is the third time that he is serving in that position as a Minister of Finance. And one may ask you questions. Why would someone be changed 3 times in less than 6 years in the same position? Why would he be brought in and taken out, in and out in less than 6 years? Why? And even maybe before we even look at this in depth, what exactly did the current Honorable Minister, what has he achieved when he was the Minister of Finance in 2018 to 2020 and in March 2023 to August 2023? What has he really achieved? I think majority of you might have noticed that the economy of our country for the last 7 years or so has been completely down. And during the tenure, the first term of the current minister, that was the time when the country experienced massive inflation. That was the time when the rate of our South Sudanese pound became valueless. As if it is not enough, when the current minister, Garang Mabior was in that specific ministry, that was the year in 2019 when 15 million barrels of oil were sold, pre-sold, for 400 million US dollars. They sold the crude oil to Afreximbank, that is an African Export and Import Bank, for 400 million, and that was a loan. And when we look at lots of surveys that were done recently, it is very hard even to trace where that money has gone exactly. This is the guy when he was the minister. The black market dealers were thriving. And it appeared that there was a deliberate protection given to those dealers who were participating in the black market. And that protection appears to have come from the state. And one would say, without any doubt, that it appeared as if the current minister was in support of that dealing. Now we have the same minister brought in today as the one leading the Ministry of Finance. This is a guy in his first and second term has failed to pay or has failed to derive mechanism and ways on how civil servants should be paid. This is a guy who failed completely to make the South Sudanese pounds regain value. This is the guy where under his watch, over 15 million barrels of oil were sold in advance until 2027, which we have not yet reached in. And this is the same guy today that is being brought as the Minister of Finance. What do we expect? Are we expecting for change? Is this search for leadership? Does it mean there are no other experts? Are there no South Sudanese economists? People who have the expertise, people who can really bring about change? Are there no people, different people who can be appointed to that position? Or even the question should be, is the president at all interested in changing the economy of the country? If then he is, why would he go and bring some people who have failed to make things happen differently to serve in the same position today? That should be a question. Because what I know is that our country has no shortage of individuals who are willing and able to serve in that position and are willing to bring about change if they are given the support by the head of state. I know that for sure. Is President Kiir interested in change? Because out of the 9 changes in the same ministry that have been made in less than 6 years, 3 of them were made for one person and 2 of them were made for the other. But Bag just served his second term. He has been the finance minister for 2 times, and Salvador Garang Mabior is now been appointed for the 3rd time. If you have faith in someone, why then would you sack him and wait after some time and bring him back? Why wouldn't you just give him that opportunity to serve for that longer so he can stabilize the institution? Why? These are questions that I feel South Sudanese need to ask and think critically and analyze if at all there is political will by our leadership to bring about change to our country, if there is a will to bring about change for our economy, And if at all our leaders are interested in making our economy stable, because the heart of an economy, such as the Ministry of Finance, should have not been put under the current situation, where it clearly signals institutional leadership instability. That should have not happened. Anyway guys, thank you so much. That is my take on the newly appointed Minister of Finance, that is Salvatore Garang Mabiordit. Write down in the comment section what do you think about that. Until next time, I'm Emmanuel Taban, and this is the Concern Podcast. Before we close today's episode, here's a quick message from our sponsor, oneit.co. If you've been planning to build a website but the cost has been holding you back, oneit.co makes it affordable and stress-free this time around. Whether you are an individual, a non-profit organization, or a business, oneit.co designs professional websites starting from as cheap as $250. Individuals can actually launch with a starter website of up to 7 pages and a free email, or choose an advanced option with unlimited pages, a professional portfolio, and branding support. For non-profit organizations, they can select flexible packages from basic websites to premium solutions with e-commerce features and ongoing support. And for business companies, oneit.co delivers company-ready website with hosting, staff training, and multilingual options and online stores. And the best part of it is actually that you can build your dream website within your budget. oneit.co is an affordable, accessible, and professional partner. And to get started, you can actually visit oneit.co or email them at info@oneit.co, or you can get in touch with them through their WhatsApp number at +12265043322. oneit.co, proudly affiliated with Jobs to Apply. And if you're wondering of what I'm talking about, here are some samples of website created by oneit.co. You can see them right here.